Business and financial governments and institutions look for new markets to explore, Africa has finally found its way into their hearts. But as it strives to be taken more seriously, African leaders agree that boosting trade in the continent is a critical issue, one that has huge potential to end the West's monopoly on the trade of finished products in the continent and push its own industries to the forefront. Just under 2 decades ago, the African Export and Import Bank was established with the help of the African Development Bank. Its mandate to promote and finance intra and extra-African trade in the region. With this new era in business, AFREXIM Bank met with stakeholders in Yaoundé, capital city of Cameroon, for its 17th general meeting to discuss solutions in meeting this target.
We also know that the Central African region has carried out reforms to facilitate inter-regional trade and to create a uniform and harmonized customs regime for the entire region.
Launching with an exhibition themed Norms and Standardization of Export Products, the bank reaffirmed its plans to stimulate a consistent expansion, diversification and development of African trade by providing pre- and post-shipment finance, indirect short-term credit and medium-term loans to African exporters and importers, and organizing advisory and support services and trade fairs to expand trade in Africa.
We have the head office of the bank in Cairo, our capital, which definitely we are going to use to develop and increase our trade with all the participating African countries. And you know this will react positively on our economy. We are now opening towards Africa aggressively, and we will continue to put our hands hand in hand with most of the African countries, especially the countries which is in the basin of the Nile, trying to increase the economic and trade relation with them.
We think the bank can do better. The bank can do better in terms of the distribution of its resources, in terms of loan portfolio performance. As it is, there is a lot of concentration of this loan portfolio in given areas, which is not quite balanced, and we hope that this situation will change, and by the next annual general meeting we are likely to see better performance.
Exploring its progress so far, the bank's president Jean-Louis Ekra presented its balance sheet, showing that total revenue saw a significant growth, rising to $93.8 million in 2009, with a net income of $42 million, a figure which is expected to grow this year after the African Development Bank signed a $150 million line of credit to AFREXIM Bank this year. He also acknowledged that the meeting was not just to discuss their progress, but also to promote the products and trade finance activities in the host country. Cameroon's Minister of Finance, Assimi Menye, said that this could not have come at a more strategic time, when the country was leaving nothing to chance to boost trade.
Notre banque a fait un bond considérable. Aujourd'hui,
but the bank's president also highlighted flaws that still needed to be dealt with in order for the continent to revive trade, highlighting the fact that Africa is still the only continent that trades less with itself than any other. The obvious solution, an end to exporting finished products from the West.
One of the items that have been identified is the value addition of African product. That is, Africa should diversify their exports away from commodities. If you look at the 10 largest exporters in Africa, they are dominated by about 4 or 5 products. And then those 10 countries represent more than 70% of the trade of the continent. So this has to be changed. This has to be changed. Countries should be able to diversify their economies.
He also called for other African countries such as South Africa, who are not yet a part of the bank, to join them in turning around trade within the continent. A move, he said, would guarantee development in Africa in the years to come.